Hi guys, so I'm going to just quickly go over the syllabus here. Um, where is it? There it is. Okay, so we're going to go over the syllabus, um, and you should have already watched the week one video when I talk a little bit about some of the rules. So I'm going to glance over some of the stuff, but you will have a syllabus quiz this week. So this is where you get those information. So start out with my information here. My office is 511C, S511C. My office hours, however, if I'm in my office, whether or not it's these hours or not, go ahead and knock on the door. There's a lot of people in this office suite that I'm in this semester. So I will probably always have my door closed because I don't like noise. And but just knock on the door and come on in. All right. So course description. This is the state's description of the course. Prerequisites, no prerequisites. Course objectives. These are my objectives that I've come up with. Please read those. The book. The book is required. Please get it. I will know if you don't. If you try to answer questions by Google searches, I can always tell. So don't do that. Some major assignments here. You'll have the EV, which is due on the 27th. Make sure you get that done. We have a midterm, a final, and a project. This is an individual project, so you don't have to worry about that. Video lectures each week. Most weeks, I should have a lecture on the chapter to be covering. This week, we don't, or this first week, there is no chapter, but there is a video talking about the course shell and what to expect there. So weekly workload, you're looking at 5 to 6 hours a week. With very, very doable, no problem, depending how fast you are. Weekly assignments will have uh, will be the review questions in the back of each chapter. Not all of them, so I will assign you specific ones, and it might be all of them, might not be, or might change some to in my own words. So make sure that you don't just go to the book and answer from the book. Go to my document, download my document, and do it that way. Discussions. I'm a big stickler on discussions. I want each discussion. Um, I want them to be very good conversations, to meaningful conversations between students and myself. This is where I get to almost answer questions and stuff like that, like I would in a classroom. This is my discussions where you say something, and quite possibly I will respond to that or reply to that. Now, if I reply and ask you a question, I require a specific question. I require for you to answer my question. All right. But let's get moving here. So these will start on 12 a.m. on each Sunday, and they'll end 11:59 the following Sunday. That's with all the work for this online course. Uh, that gives you 24 hours of overlap. For those of you who want to get stuff done early, it gives you all Sunday to do it. And those of you who have busy weekends, you can do it on the back end there. All right. So your initial response, even though the discussion ends at 11:59 on Sunday, don't wait till 11:59 to do all of your discussion work. That's not a discussion, right? Nobody has a opportunity to reply to you. All right. So I want the initial response by 11:59 on Wednesday. If you don't do that, doesn't mean that you're late with the assignment. Doesn't mean anything other than I'm taking points off, and the rubric will tell you how much. All right. So discussions. Let's see. So you must reply to a minimum of two fellow students each week's discussions. So that's why, if everybody waited till 11:30, and I ended up with this last semester where I had a class with three people. Two of them waited to the last minute, accepted the points that they were losing, and then the third person didn't have anybody to reply to. All right, don't do that to me. Don't do that to each other. Okay, so please be respectful of your classmates and the instructor when doing the dialogue. I want you to make arguments. If you disagree with somebody, disagree with somebody. Don't use personal terms like you're stupid or you're wrong. Or you can say they're wrong in so many, but not in so many words, because you can say, look, I disagree, and this is why. Support gives reasons why you disagree, right? Support is not unsupported argument would be you're wrong or I disagree. Okay, that's not supported. Supported. Okay, so and be respectful. All right, don't be someone who feels that your opinion is the only one that matters, and um, even if you support it, just saying that everybody's wrong. You know, there's differences of opinion. Make a good argument. Make support what your point of view, and then do it that way. All right. So let's move on to quizzes. Each week we'll have a quiz. It's generally speaking a vocabulary quiz. I won't say generally speaking, unless something happens. All of them will be vocabulary quizzes. All right, from the key terms for each chapter. Practice material. You will be in every thing. There'll be flashcards. I talked about that in the other video. Exams, we'll have 2 of them, a final and a midterm. Generally speaking, there's going to be fill in the blank or true or false, or maybe even essays or matching or whatever, variety of stuff. Pretty much everything that Canvas allows me to do, I might use. All right. So let's see. Make sure that you understand, know your way around a computer. I prefer that you do your homework and the submissions and your discussions on a computer and not a phone. But if you do, that's fine. One thing I want to talk about discussions, it's not listed here, but I will make sure that I put it on other ones, is I'm going to grade spelling and grammar. All right. Text speak does not fly. This is college. Lowercase i's and using all of those little weird contractions that people use for texting, that doesn't fly. Even though this is a kind of a message kind of thing, I want fully developed sentences. I want proper pronunciation and capitalization. I cannot stand a lowercase I. So anyway, make sure you know that. All right, so let's see, and then technical requirements. Make sure that you have internet. If you have a contingency plan. What happens if I lose my internet? This means I don't do the work and I can get excused, right? Wrong, right? My internet went out is not a valid excuse for later missing assignments. It just isn't. You in this day and age, there's many different things you can do. Now, if it's the end of the world and there's the EMP and computers stop working, well, then there's a different story. But anyway, so and in MS Word, you can, every student gets a free download for MS Office. Make sure you do that because I want these things in MS Word. I don't want them in Apple or in Google Docs. That's the best way for me to edit and to look at your things and to run it through different software and stuff like that to make sure that it's good. So if you don't do that, I will take points. All right. So make sure you do it in MS Word. Sometimes it's a problem and you can only do it and it shows up as a PDF. We'll work with that, but don't send me a link to don't share a Google Doc with me. I don't want it. I don't want it. All right. So EV, make sure you get that done by the census dates, attendance policy. The EV and participation is how I determine attendance. Late assignments. I will allow late turn-ins up until the last day of the term. All right, it's fine. I'd rather you turn something in late than not turn in at all. However, every day that you're late, you lose 2.5%. All right. So if I was to grade you at a 90, I would multiply if you're a day late, I would multiply that by 0.85, and that would be your score. All right. So there we go. And then, by the way, if you're like 3 weeks late, it stops at 65%. That doesn't mean you will guarantee the 65%. It means that it's 65%, 0.65 times whatever you did or whatever you scored. All right. Let's see. Grading turnaround time. I try to get everything turned in or graded very quickly. All right. Email response time, I try my best to respond to you very quickly. Usually it's right away, unless I'm in a class or something. On weekends, come on now. Don't expect me to be at my computer the entire weekend. All right. But I do look at it. So I will try to respond when I can. Uh, okay. Let's see. And if you do need to get in touch with me, the best way is message feature through Canvas. And even though it's through Canvas and you might do it through a particular course, make sure that you have a subject line of the course name and whatever assignment or problem you're having in the course in the subject line. I've had people all the time, they get angry when I say, what subject is this? I'm only in one of your classes. I get many students. If I need to quickly respond to you, I need that information. All right. AI, plagiarism, AI. I'm going to look at, I run every assignment through an AI and plagiarism review. Anything more than 85% plagiarism gets a 0. Anything less than that and any use of AI, look at the rubric. It'll tell you how I'm going to grade that. Now, the reason why I don't like that, the reason why I don't like AI, and the reason why I don't like some instructors might allow you to use AI. When I ask you a question in an assignment, it's because I want to know that you understand the material. When you have a computer answer the question for you, I do not know that you understand. Okay, so that's the bottom line. Same thing with quota material. Quota material is widely accepted, between 15 and 20% for a college paper. I don't like quota material. I like it for impact. Like if somebody said something very, very dramatic, that's great. But if I ask you a question and the answer to the question is begin quote, end quote, answer, I don't know that you know what you're doing. All right. So don't do that. Okay. Let's see. I use grading rubrics. Oh, yeah. Also, make sure that you look at the CFCC policies. I use rubrics. Make sure you look at those. I grade by the rubrics. Here are your course weights. 25% of your grade is your cumulative, of all of your weekly discussions. Weekly review questions, 20% of your grade. Quizzes is 20% of your grade. Your exams are 25% of your grade, and your project is 10% of your grade. Okay, so that is your syllabus in a nutshell. Make sure you read it. I might have breezed over a few things very quickly. So make sure you read it, make sure you understand it, and there's a quiz on it. All right, have a good day.